I want to share with you my personal relationship with conflict and change. It's actually pretty simple. I am a glutton for change. Cue Sam's laugh and eye roll. And I'm an avoider of conflict. So half of this conference I'm really, really excited about, and the other half I want nothing to do with. You see, I'm not just an avoider, I prepare to avoid. I am so good at building a back door in everything that I do that in case I'm confronted, I have a way out. It turns out, though, I can't get out of the one thing that I probably need to most, and that's the conflict within myself. What I learned in preparing for this conference is that I'm actually in conflict with myself 13 hours a day. 13 hours. I'll explain that later. But I'll provide a little context. 4 years ago, I left a comfortable, challenging, but comfortable job with the Thomas Keller Restaurant Group as the Director of Operations for New York. And I did that to start a company called Journey. And this is my life's work. And Journey is a community and a platform for restaurant professionals to get career development and leadership training, and more than anything, have something like this on a smaller scale 365 days out of the year. I believe it to be critically important, not just for our own professional growth, but for the health and sustainability for the next generations to follow. You know, the sink or swim mentality that we all have, right? Throw them in the job, see what happens. Take the leap, I'm not really prepared. I didn't know how to read a profit and loss statement when I became the general manager of Per Se. Like, that's ridiculous. Who did I con? It was Thomas Keller, by the way. I conned Thomas Keller. Which isn't very easy to do. Bravo. Okay, Journey is still a baby. And I feel every day that we're paving and plowing our own way. And so with that comes a lot of challenge, a lot of conflict, and certainly a lot of change. We've had a ton in the last few years. Not long after this conference last year, I was faced with the decision to close something so precious to me just to save the company. You know, in my grandest vision of Journey, there's a physical space in every city just for us. Not a restaurant. Maybe it takes place in a restaurant. That's the real vision. But it's a place where we get to go to have a safe space to talk and share and collaborate. You know, and I had that in New York. It was magnificent. It was 5,000 square foot loft in the Flatiron, 21st and 5th. And it was stunning. It was so beautiful. It also came with a stunning rent. I bit off way more than I could chew. And so I was faced, and the company, and pursue this, or evolve and adapt. But that's not my story of conflict. My story exists in what still remains up here nearly 1 year later. You see, closing this space equaled failure. And I thought coming out of that I was okay with it, that I had made peace with it, that I purged it all, got it out, owned it, and moved on and was committed to the new direction. Well, at least until last Friday. 3 days ago, my wife Tina and I were laying in bed. And she said to me, "Babe, what you're doing with Journey is really amazing." You know what I thought? Yeah, if it was that amazing, why did the space close? That was my reaction. Internally, I didn't say it out loud. My thought to my wife lovingly saying that to me was something, a failure. It was a personal attack. I realized that in that moment, my internal dialogue, what was going on in my head, was driving so much of what I have done since. My own thoughts were holding me back. And how could I succeed when I'm self-sabotaging in my internal dialogue? Know this, everything is a result of your thoughts. What we do and how we respond is directly related to our internal dialogue. And that's the stuff that you say to yourself, even when you're not listening to it. For the last 3 days, I started paying very close attention to what I've been telling myself. Not only is it negative, it's just downright nasty. Journey sucks, nobody wants it. You're only good as an employee. you should go back and work for someone better than you. Even, my daughter doesn't love me finds its way in there. She's 15 months old. These thoughts were present everywhere. And I'm not alone. Research shows that all of us have up to 60,000 thoughts per day. That's a thought every 1.44 seconds. You want to know the messed up thing? 80% of them are negative. 80% of our thoughts are negative, and you don't hear most of them. These thoughts really drive what we do. Our internal dialogue works against what we most desire, and these voices are sneaky little bastards. They often hide in the form of questions like, what if no one comes? That's a big one for here. Did I do a good job? Think about that right when I get off stage. What if she doesn't like me? What if I'm no good? They seemingly have good intentions, but are filled with doubt, personal attacks, and self-sabotage. You see, we believe they are here to serve us, and therefore they must be true. However, they're actually designed to create conflict from preventing us from the change that we desire. So I've found over the last 3 days that the best places to start listening were in recurring moments. What do I think about when I'm in the shower? What do I think about on my commute? What am I thinking about before I go to bed? But the truth is, there's no better time than now. Let's get at it, shall we? Everybody got a pen and a notebook. Take them out. If you don't, pull out your iPhone. We didn't seal them in a bag this year. Open up notes. Okay, while you're doing that, I want you to think about an area of your life that you're struggling to make a difference in. Weight loss, money, career, love, should come up pretty quickly. I want you to write down one negative thought that comes to your mind. Write the area down, one negative thought that comes to your mind on why you are not achieving it. Those voices, listen to it. I promise you they're there. Okay, and if that's too hard for you, it may be, I hear it. I want you to write down one negative thought you're having about doing this exercise. Because I'm having negative thoughts about asking you to do it, so I'm sure you're having them about doing it. So write it down about that. Give you 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 29 seconds. Everybody good? Okay. Real change happens when you're uncomfortable. Let's get uncomfortable. Shall we? What's the worst that could happen? Stand up. You know it's coming. You know it's coming. The beautiful thing about this center is that we have 850 cameras in the ceiling, each zoned in on your face, so we know who's participating and who's not. Okay, find somebody near to you. You may know them, you may not, doesn't matter. I want you to out the area of your life and the negative thought that you had, or about this exercise and the negative thought that you had. If you're the receiver of it, just receive, don't judge, don't respond. Just be an active participant in listening. We? All right, go. Ten seconds. Okay. Wrap it up. Alrighty. Ten seconds. Huh? Yeah, sit. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. Sorry about that. Not really. Okay. Quick show of hands. How many people really felt that they were honest with themselves? Awesome. Really well done. Those of you who didn't just raise your hand, you were actually being honest with yourself. Do you see it's not that hard? It's really not that hard. I wish you could have heard what I heard. None of it was coherent. None of it. And that's actually the meaning that it has behind of it, right? Because none of that stuff is real. It's voices, they're not real. Right? There's rarely ever evidence to back it up. It's just the stuff that we keep telling ourselves to keep us safe, to protect us from failure, and to not have to deal with living our dreams. See, everything is a result of our thoughts. What we do and how we feel is a direct result of our inner dialogue. And addressing it is actually quite simple. The best way to catch yourself is actually adding the act of catching yourself to a to-do list. We've all got them, to-do lists. Add it to it. Put it at the top. And write it down. When you catch yourself, write it down. If you don't have a pen and paper, it's even simpler. Treat it like a toddler. Put it in a timeout. Acknowledge its presence. Thank it for being there. And then throw it in a corner. Super simple. And say, thank you very much. Go have your moment. We're good. I'm going to go over here. On with my day. I appreciate you. Cry it out. So, when the journey equals failure starts singing in my head, it's exactly what I do. Just acknowledge. Thank you very much. I don't need your protection. I'm good. What's the worst that could happen? As you explore these for yourself, you'll probably find three common themes. Inferiority, aka I'm not good enough. Love and approval, no one likes me. And then control seeking, like why won't they just do what I want? When they start acting up, put them in that timeout. And remember, everything is a result of our thoughts. What we do and how we feel is a direct result of our inner dialogue. Now, that's just step one. If you're interested in all the steps that follow, because there's just a couple more, shoot me a note. I love this stuff. I'm so happy to help. If you've got your pen and paper out, my email is anthony@yourjourney.com. And I'm sincere. Shoot me a note, and I'll give you the next step of then how to actually release that beast, so it doesn't keep recurring. I want to share with you one proverb to sum it up. And that's watch your thoughts. They become words. Watch your words. They become actions. Watch your actions. They become habits. Watch your habits. They become character. And watch your character, for it becomes your destiny.